Triple E EDC back again with another knife video. So I sort of got indirectly tagged in one of these tagged things. So on my last live chat, the Knife Whisperer went ahead and tagged me on his previous posting with the question was, what is your favorite impractical knife? So I initially understood it on the podcast or on the live chat as being my most impractical knife. So before I get into that, let's go ahead and take a look at this. This was actually the Knife Whisperer's favorite impractical knife. This is the Bergblades Iron Wolf. The version that he had on his was the carbon, I think the Lightning Strike carbon fiber version. This is the micarta version. This is definitely one of my favorite knives. I just don't think it's necessarily that impractical, but I could see if it if this is on the larger end of what you have in your collection, which it is a fairly large knife, then it could potentially be somewhat impractical, or if it's practical for you to carry, or perhaps illegal for you to carry, then yeah, it would be impractical. But I really enjoy this knife. Definitely one of my favorites. I don't necessarily think it's impractical, but it isn't the most practical EDC, I'll give you that. But let's go ahead and take a look at, I'll show you a couple of things. One is my absolutely most impractical knife that I own, and then the other one is my favorite impractical knife that I own. So my absolutely most impractical knife that I own is this monstrosity that I got for free from a hardware store. This is the Sheffield, I don't know what the hell this thing even is. This has a Tonto edge with a combo grind. It's a thumb stud liner lock, and it has a bit driver on the end with the bits inside the handle, and the ergonomics designed, by some sort of medieval torturer, and an action that is this good. Yeah, look at that incredible action. So, yeah, and that incredible deployment with the detent. So obviously this is impractical in so many ways. It's impractical because the blade doesn't open the way you want it to when you want it to open. It's impractical because the blade shape is, what the hell is this? It's a Tonto edge with a combo edge. It makes no sense. And besides that, it's pretty thick for being what it is, very thick behind the edge. And then it's a liner lock on top of it. That's the action that you have on this thing. You can definitely see that. And on top of that, the ergonomics on this thing are so bad. They're so bad. You can't even really get a proper grip on this knife because, there's so much space in between your hand and where the liners are here. I mean, it's just, look at this thing. Look how fat this is. In fact, let's do a test, okay? Well, I'll do a test in a moment on that. But yeah, it comes with these bit drivers. The bits are inside the handles here. It's very difficult to get the bits out, so it's a little bit useless, in that regard. You can slide these up, and this does bring the bits out, but yeah, it's this gets stuck sometimes. So when it gets stuck, it's difficult to take out. And then on top of all of that, so as if that wasn't enough, the steel on here is so crappy that you can barely cut anything. So yeah, this is the most impractical knife that I own, because what is it even worth, as a tool? So what I wanted to bring out was one of my favorite impractical knives, which is the Medford Marauder. This thing is a beast, and what I wanted to bring out is this thing is really thick. So, and when I say it's a beast, it really is a beast. Let's put it up against the, this is against the Spyderco AD-20. You can see how much fatter this thing is than that. How about against the Benchmade 943? Much fatter than that. So you can definitely see this is a very beefy, very, very beefy knife. And let's go ahead and put it up against this thing. So you can see it's not that much beefier than this on the liner by itself, but if you put everything together, this Sheffield thing is so fat in the hand that it's that much fatter than the Medford Marauder. What an insane thing this is. I don't know who the hell came up with this, but they need to be fired. But yeah, this is one of my favorite impractical knives, but it isn't my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite impractical knife is this, the Benchmade 87. why is this my most favorite impractical knife? And why do I say it's impractical? It's impractical for a couple reasons. It's not the best flipper in the world because the handles are somewhat rectangular. It is a little bit off balance because of the magnetic latch here. And the blade shape, you know, I love Wharncliffes. I really love Wharncliffes. But it's a weird blade shape to flip a balisong with. So that being said, I love this thing, and I'll go ahead and flip it. I'm flipping it off camera because the camera's, you know, over there, or pointed downward over here. But yeah, this is definitely one of my most favorite impractical knives that I own. But it just has so many cool features on it. The magnetic latch on here, the titanium, you know, channel, full billet handles. I think it's on bearings as well. This thing's just amazing. So, but it's pretty impractical. I mean, it's huge also. Like, let's put it up against the Medford Marauder, right? This thing's longer than the Marauder. Now, balisongs are long in general, but this is a full-size Marauder, and, you know, we can put that up against, you know, let's just do a size comparison with the Benchmade 43. Yeah, big difference, right? So, and if we're doing a little bit of perspective change, since we're at an angle here, you can see it probably looks even bigger now. So, yeah, definitely huge. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was entertaining. Knife Whisperer, appreciate the tag. If anyone's watching this, you know, feel free to respond, open tag. I'd love to see you guys' videos. Thanks so much.